hit record right now just so that nobody misses anything. And I'm going to have you guys mute if you haven't already done so, just so we don't have any backlag. Maybe mute Erica. Just, I don't know if she knows how to work. I just muted her. All right. So welcome. It's a busy week. We are already into September, and I looked down at my clock and I realized, oh my gosh, it's September 9th. I'm like, where's this month going? Like, yes, it's a long month, but it's going very quickly. And so for some of you, I've talked to some of you individually, and you've been like, I don't really know my game plan for September yet, or you're just like really like in this place where you're like paralyzed. Some of you have been invite paralyzed, where you're just like, I don't know where to start, and you just haven't been doing the actions, the vital behaviors. And so tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple announcements with you, but then I'm going to talk you through how you can become better at your social media so that you're getting the right people into your challenge group. So that's the game plan for tonight. I think that this call will be important for my veteran coaches, but also for my newer coaches who have been struggling with this. I think my veterans are going to like this call because it's going to help you get to mentor your own coaches a little bit better, because I think whenever you're new, this particular piece is a big struggle. So that's our game plan. I wanted to clarify. Oh, you can't hear me. Can no one hear me? Hold on. When I pull them out, can you hear me? You can hear me, Kate. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll keep the earbuds out just in case. So the game plan is we are going to do a training. I posted about it earlier in the team page, and a lot of you were actually all asking, is this training really taking place from 7 to 7:30 a.m.? And you kind of like panicked, like you were going to miss it. No, the training is not taking place at that time. You just have to set a default time, so that's just what I picked. So you're going to be able to come back that day. So it'll be for 4 days. It'll be next week. You'll be able to come back, and you'll be able to see you can go ahead and see the content, so it doesn't need to be in live time. So if you are got to be at work or put your kids on the bus, no worries. So I wanted to clarify that. I also wanted to give a shout out. One of our coaches, you've seen her posting a lot in the team page lately, but one of our coaches, Melissa Klein, has really been working hard. We all have been, and my runners have been really leaning in lately, but Melissa has been leaning in way hard. She hit Success Club 10 last month, but she also had her first promotion on the leadership ladder up to the next like big step. Like she's one step away from a big deal, and she's actually also getting very close to her diamond rank. So I think as a team, we need to keep lifting her up, cheering her on. And I think if you are you're pushing with your business, I think she's one to watch, because she's doing really good. So I just wanted to shout her out and congratulate her. I also wanted to let you guys know I'll be setting up probably tonight or tomorrow a group for our Lift 4 team-wide group for the October launch. I know it seems early to be setting this up, but some of you are going to be putting customers in it. So I will make a post tonight or tomorrow that says drop your email below if you'd like to be one of the coach admins. So I'll put you in as an admin, then you can add your people into it, and we'll kick that off. We'll do preseason of October 1st, and then we'll go from there. Okay? So just wanted to put that out there so you guys could start planning ahead. I also wanted to tell you the back office has been so busy. I don't know if you've been watching it or not. Beachbody is throwing out news constantly for us. They're making a lot of changes, and there's a lot of product information coming out. So if you haven't been watching the back office, I want you to get in the habit of really, like, every day, that's one of the things you do during your power hours. You just check in and you look to see, is there any breaking news that I need to be aware of? All right. So announcement-wise, that's all that I have. I want to tell you that in the coming weeks, we're going to have some guest speakers. My runners are working to get some speakers for us for our calls. We're really excited about that. And I'm proud of them, because what they're doing is they're getting you guys guest speakers, but then in turn, they're trading their services off. So I love watching them grow. It's really fun. So you can stay tuned for some new coaches who'll be popping in and sharing some new information for you, because it's not fun to hear from me every single week. So I like to bring some new people on for you. All right, so let me get ready. Take a sip of water here. And I'm going to go ahead and, what's that, Michelle?
So I just wanted to welcome Jenny to the team call. I'm so excited that she joined us tonight. She came over yesterday. We went over all kinds of stuff, and she is so, so pumped. So I'm just excited she's here.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you for getting on. It's fun to meet the downline and meet the team in person. I know these calls are tricky. It's a hard time of day, but it's just really great to see everyone. I even just noticed Ashley. This is Ashley's first team call too. So way to go, girls. Hey, I love it. All right, so let's talk about the main topic for tonight's call. And so I called it Leaning into Life Seasons and Life Struggles. So here's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on somebody called your coach avatar. And when you did Coach Basics, whether it was with me or your upline coach, we talked to you about having a coach avatar. And some of you were like, okay, my avatar is somebody who wants to get healthy. She's a busy mom, or she's this, she was this very generic person. And I said, okay, that's a good start, but it's not specific enough. And I talked to you about how your coach avatar has to evolve with you. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about some of my life seasons that I've been through as a coach and how these have kind of changed along the way, but how I use them to market myself and how I use them to brand myself. So as I'm sharing my story tonight, my life seasons or my life struggles that I went through as a coach, I want you to step back and ask yourself, okay, where am I? What season of life am I in? What are my struggles? And have I been publicly talking about them on social media? So that's our game plan. And so what I want to talk to you about is my brand. So here's what my brand has changed. When I say my seasons or my struggles, when I was a brand new coach, my son was only 2. He's now 6, almost 7. And so my life was different. I was a full-time teacher then, and I was taking grad classes. Guess who I attracted? I attracted tons of moms who had little children who were like between 0 and 2, and I attracted a ton of really busy working parents, like especially teachers. My team is built by a lot of teachers, but those were my people because those are who I talked to. I was making conversations about packing my lunch and like trying to get out the door by 7 a.m. and they were all shaking their heads like, I get you. Like I feel the pressure and I feel the struggle of the season of life you're in. I used to work out at like 4:30 in the morning because it was the only time I could. And there were so many people who could relate. Like they just didn't have a minute in their day. So that was a season. I then went through a season, when Carter turned 2, we decided we wanted to have another baby. And I thought it was going to be super easy and I was just going to get pregnant right away. That totally didn't happen. It was super hard and we went through infertility. But by me going through infertility and me talking about it, guess what started to happen? I was attracting tons of clients and coaches who had infertility issues. What also happened was during my stage with infertility, I discovered I had an autoimmune condition. My autoimmune condition, while I absolutely hate it, it is a huge piece to my business. I have so many clients who come to me because I have Hashimoto's disease. It's a thyroid condition and it sucks. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but it's helped me have a lot of success in this business because what I did is I decided to lean into my disease and I decided to learn about it and then I decided to publicly share about it. I also, when I went through infertility, I went on this like chemical-free binge where I cleaned my house out. We stopped using certain toxic products. I started to become more what I call crunchy, okay? Being a crunchy mom is its own brand in itself. There are some people who are like, give me the Clorox wipes. Like, I don't care that there's chemicals in it. And then there's people who are, we're the people who are using oils to clean our house. And like, we're just very like different. And there's going to be people who look at me and they're like, no thanks. But then there's those people who are like, 100%. I'm with you. So I talk about those things. I brand myself as an organic type crunchy mom, but that happened during my infertility stage. Then I went through miscarriage and I talked about that publicly. And that was a challenge to talk about publicly. I know that some of you have went through some really hard things in your own journey and you're like, I don't want to talk about it. It's going to get you your best audience. I remember when Deidre went through her divorce, she was very public about her divorce. And divorce isn't something that people want to just blast out on social media, but she did. And she did it with so much grace. And she attracted a ton of women going through divorce. She was a light for them. So I think that you just really need to look at, where are you? Then I went through my pregnancy with Grace. Same. I was attracting all these pregnant women. Then postpartum. When I went through postpartum, I was intentional because I spent 9 months marketing pregnant women, right? That's what I did behind the scenes. I was following all these women who were pregnant. I would go and follow different weeks of pregnancy. Like, I was smart behind the scenes so that my followers were those people. So that when I had Grace, so did all those other moms who I was following on Instagram or on social media. I follow people with Hashimoto's disease. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I have the same disease as you. And I'm like, I know, because I followed you for that reason. Like, I don't come out and say that, but like, I'm intentionally working behind the scenes, looking at my seasons of life. When I went through postpartum, I dealt with postpartum anxiety and depression. I talked about it. When I was breastfeeding, and I'm doing long-term breastfeeding. So again, I'm talking about these things. And then I had the miscarriage again. I talked about what it was like to go to counseling, what it was like to deal with that loss. And now I'm pregnant again. And so my seasons have changed and my business has changed. And what's attractive during one season won't be attractive during the other. So for example, Casey's on the call right now. And Casey's pretty pregnant right now, right? She's getting there. She's almost done. And she's doing a really great job. And she's doing a great job of talking to her people. The pregnant moms who are following her, they're totally able to relate. I'm following her and I'm not pregnant and I'm like, I can't relate to that right now. And some of you are like, nope, not me. And that's okay. And pregnant AF, yes, she is. And it's great. And she's marketing to those people. But the people who aren't pregnant AF, they're going to be like, yeah, I don't really need her help right now. But that pregnant mom's like, she's my girl. And so you want to figure out, like, what's your season? And you need to get good at talking about it. And then you're going to need to reassess because, like I said, look how many times my brand has changed or my season has changed since I've been a coach. So I had to get very clear about who I was talking to and why I was talking to them. Like, the why is important. Why do you want to work with those people? And then you need to also ask for help. Like, when you're making your avatar of who you're going to talk to, show it to your friend or your husband or your coworker and say, is this me? Like, if I'm going to talk about infertility, miscarriage, Hashimoto's disease, gluten-free life, do you think that's like, is that me? Yes, that's my brand. My friends would say, yeah, you talk about that stuff all the time. So get in the habit of asking somebody like, hey, how's my brand seem? Does this seem like the real me on social media? Then you have to get clear and specific about who you're talking to and how you're marketing it to them. And I'll tell you that when I had Grace, so like once she was born, do you want to know the 2 hashtags I found the most customers from and who I followed people from the most? I'll tell you my secret. It worked. DockATot, it's a sleeping bed, and it's like $180 baby, little positioner. And some moms will say, oh my gosh, I don't like it. And then there's some moms who are like, I have to have it. And some people say like, it's super expensive. Like there's a very distinct line between moms who use a DockATot and moms who don't. Moms who are going to drop $170 on a pillow and moms who won't. Okay. So I use DockATot because guess what? If they were using a DockATot, their baby was between 0 and 6 months. They weren't afraid to spend money on a pillow, and they were going to probably need fitness motivation from me. So I used that as one of my targets. Another one was Little Poppy Bows. And you're like, what is that, right? Because the normal mom of like a 6-year-old wouldn't have a clue. Little Poppy Bows, it's a bow subscription that I subscribe to for Grace. It's like $16 a month. They send me 3 free bows a month. The moms who are buying Little Poppy, again, they have little girls typically. Like, I was really smart on what I picked. So whenever you're doing this behind the scenes work, you're going to want to think about those kind of things. You can't just say like, I'm looking for busy moms or I'm looking for postpartum moms. No, I'm looking for postpartum moms who will spend $170 on a pillow for their kid and don't mind buying a bow subscription. When mom can afford the DockATot and she's buying those bows, guess what else she can afford? She can afford Beachbody On Demand, and she can afford my services as a coach. So just start to think about those kind of things that you're doing behind the scenes. Now, does that mean that when I was targeting DockATot, I used DockATots in my picture? Grace would have Little Poppy Bows on in some of my posts, because then the mom who follows those brands or who buys those products, she was able to say, hey, that's a Little Poppy Bow. I use that too. And so then right away we were able to have a conversation. So just think about that stuff, the behind the scenes things. And that's what you need to be like, not necessarily the product, but like the season of life that you're in. Some of you are in a very specific season of life. If you're not talking about it, you're not going to be attracting the right people to you. You're not going to be attracting the people who are in that same season. Your challenge group, some of you have had trouble. You come to me and you're like, I can't get challengers, and you can't figure out why. I know why. It's because you're not talking about your season of life enough on your social media platforms. Because when you get good at that, and then you make a challenge group based off of that theme or that topic or whatever, they line up to be in your group. So if you haven't planned your September group, or if you feel like no one's coming to your or fall into fitness group and you're like, nobody wants to be a part of this, because probably it's not the right thing for your brand. Melanie Mitro has shared before, she tried to do like a spring break boot camp when she was a mom. Like, she was 30 years old. She wasn't going on spring break. Her mom friends sure as hell weren't going on spring break, and they didn't care about their butt. Like, it wasn't right. She was trying to market to the wrong people. And so some of you may just be doing that. You may be marketing to the wrong people. So I want you to think about what you're posting about, what your seasons are. And then I also want you, hold on, let me tell Kevin to get Grace. I can hear her crying. Just a minute, okay? Kevin.
Casey, show us your belly.
Kevin, if you bring her down, I'll nurse her. Kev.
Oh my gosh. When do you do?
My official due date is November 4th, so as of today, I have officially 8 weeks left, but we're hoping for Halloween.
My son was due on October 26th, and he was born on November 6th.
Oh, wow. I'm hoping I'm not overdue. I'm hoping not.
Fingers crossed for you. At least it's not as hot now. Well, you're not in our state, so I forgot.
Yeah, it's still in the 80s here on average, but it's starting to get closer to the 70s, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Good. Looks like we're going to get to see Grace.
You're going to see me breastfeed while I talk. I hope you don't care. Okay, sorry about that. But anyways, so one thing that I want you guys to do, it's okay. Shh, 1 second, sorry. Let me slide over. So one thing that I want you guys to do is I want you guys to ask your followers, why are they following you? Have you done that yet? Have you asked them why? Because you probably have people watching your stories, right? You're watching, that they're watching you. Are you talking to them? You need to talk to them. Ask them. They will answer you. For the most part, what I've done for the last 3 weeks is I've said to them, thanks so much for watching my stories. I see that your name keeps popping up. What keeps bringing you back? What is it? And they all write back. If I send 10, 8 write back, and they give me a reason. Some of them are following me because they have Hashimoto's disease. Some are following me because they have stress and anxiety. Some are following me for my dinner. That was popular. I've gotten a lot that say, dinner. I don't like to cook. You give me ideas. So that means that I need to give more of that, right? I need to show them, because that's why they keep coming back. Same with fitness motivation. Some are gluten-free. And again, these were behind the scenes things that I did to get them following me. And then they were able to relate to me. So that's why they're coming back. So I would encourage you to ask them. What I'm going to encourage you to do after that, when you send that initial message and they write back, write them back with a video message. How many of you are using that on Instagram right now? They think it is the cat's meow. I will tell you, because my account, I have a lot of followers. And so for someone who has a bigger account to send them a video message, they're like, whoa, this is really cool. And so I always make an effort to send them a quick message back. I say, thank you so much. It's so fun to hear from you. I'm trying to get to know you guys better and help serve you better. I'm so glad that you shared X, Y, Z or whatever. And then we talk and I say, so where are you from? Then I ask them, how long have you been following? I'm asking the questions, kind of doing my own research, but it's building relationships. And when you talk on Instagram, you come up in their feed more. So Instagram thinks you guys are besties now. So your stories are going to come to the front. Your posts are going to come to the front. All those things are going to come up more. You see them. What? You want to see the calculator for a minute? That's fine. You can see whatever you want until this is over. So anyways, whenever you're having these conversations, take note of what they're telling you. And then I want you to start thinking, am I offering a challenge group on these topics? One time, I got really smart and I offered a group on Hashimoto's disease. So I said, I'm calling all my autoimmune warriors. This month only, I'm going to show you how I master health and fitness while still dealing with my autoimmune condition. That night, I posted it and I had 40 applications that night. That tells me something. I should run more Hashimoto's challenge groups, right? But the more you talk about your season or your struggle, the more you're going to get the right people who want to be in your challenge group. So I want you to just think about, like, okay, what are my areas that I talk about on social media? Have I run a challenge group on it? Maybe you're really good. Like, Kate's really good at recipes. She's really good at sharing that. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are probably following her. Pap, no, this isn't Pap. So anyways, like, so if I were following Kate and she offered a group that focused on, like, you know, easy, simple, like, Kate likes to bake. So, like, if she were going to offer a group that, you know, wasn't just a challenge group, but also offered, like, clean alternatives to your favorite fall baked goods or whatever, I'd be like, sign me up, right? So I want you guys to get thinking, like, what are you posting about? What do people like following you for? And what do you feel like you're really good at? And those are some challenge group ideas. This doesn't have to be crazy. I don't want you running and, like, making all this new content. Like, say, for example, I was going to run a group on gluten-free. I'd grab a gluten-free book off the bookcase, and every day I'd post, like, one little gluten-free thing in it, but then I'd still post log your workouts, log your Shakeology. Like, it would still be a challenge group, but it would just have a little bit of a theme. So I just wanted to plant that seed tonight because I just feel like some of you, especially maybe my newer coaches, you're saying to yourself, like, why can't I get challengers? I think the answer is that you're just not being clear enough on who you're talking to. Does that make sense? That's sort of all I want to say. So what I want to do now is I want to look at the chat bar a little bit here. We've got some comments. And then I also want to open up if you guys just want to talk about anything. All right. Michelle says, I wonder that about her skinny jeans. Yeah. So, like, I don't know that, like, Michelle's closer to my mom's age. My mom totally doesn't care about wearing skinny jeans, but she doesn't like her flabby arms. Whereas Michelle's got super fit arms for her age. Like, that's, your people want that. Let's see.
I'm going to totally use that in my post right now about my challenge group too.
There you go. Kate, I love that somebody's inspired by your clean house. That's awesome. And you know what they're going to tell you? Most of these people are actually going to be really good for your confidence. Because most of them, when you say, why are you following them? They're like, they think you, like, have your act together. Even though you might feel like a sinking ship, because that's how I feel on most days. They're like, I just can't believe you work out with Kate. Like, they think I'm something special and I'm not. And so when you have these conversations with them, it's really cool, and it validates what you're doing as a coach. You know, it makes you realize, like, wow, like, I am doing a lot of work here. Like, I am motivating and inspiring people. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Yes, video message on IG. Yep. Just hold down your camera. It's almost like you're having a story, but you send it right to them. I always leave it as the option. You can swipe over to keep it in the chat. I always use the option to keep it in the chat in case they want to replay it or anything. What else? Let's see. Yeah, okay, Michelle got it. Let's see. Yep, sends right away and they can view it. No, you can watch it, yeah. How did your strategy change back when you were in the prepping for postpartum? So, Casey, you mean like whenever I was like 9 months pregnant and I was miserable and eating hamburgers? Like, yeah, okay. So that's good. People don't want to hear that you want to lose weight right now. They don't. They want to know what your nursery looks like. They want to know what's in your diaper bag. They're excited to share in your joy. And I found that I got so much respect from people by not working out for 6 weeks, by only focusing on my nutrition. Like, that was all I posted about, was what I was eating, how it was helping with breastfeeding. I posted about my superfoods, but I did not work out. Like, Deidre, on the other hand, she was like doing yoga poses 2 weeks postpartum. And that's cool for her, but I didn't want to attract those women. And I didn't want the pressure on the women to think like, oh my gosh, she's like crushing weights 2 weeks postpartum. Like, I can't be like that. I want it to be relatable. So I think that being relatable in your season is important. So what? Yeah, perfect for 2B for sure. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you some of the craziest things. Like when so I'm still breastfeeding her, as you see. One time I was like 7 or 8 months postpartum. She was up when I was trying to finish my 80-day workout, and I was breastfeeding her in the workout. I totally did it because I knew it would get a response, and oh my gosh, I probably got 60 messages that day. Yeah, mom! Like, they were like that. They thought that was really cool. I mean, I don't want to breastfeed and work out at the same time. Like, no thank you. But certain things like that will get you your market. Like, I knew who my breastfeeding women were by doing that. What else? You guys feel like you're doing a good job talking to your market, or do you feel like you still have work to do? You can unmute if you want to talk. You don't have to type it. I feel like as a new coach, it's easy to tiptoe. It's easy to be like, okay, I'm going to post my workout or my meal, but I don't want to talk about my struggles. Like, this is a big, when you cross this bridge and you talk about your struggles and your seasons, you become a next level coach, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to feel excited, like, oh, I'm eating this awesome meal, and oh, like I'm doing my workouts, and you feel really good about it, and you want everybody else to feel good about it. But the first time I posted in my challenge group that I really just had to have those Pop-Tarts, people were like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you said that, because like I just ate my dinner off a paper plate. I posted this IG story, so I'm like, sometimes dinner is just, sausages, heat it in the microwave with a little mustard on a paper plate. Like, it's nothing fancy. Yeah. So I do think that matters. And anytime you post it, people are all over it. And it really does then open up the, for the chance to have a conversation about that.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They put you on this pedestal as a coach that you're super fit and you don't like treats and whatnot. So sharing the real you is really awesome. Let's see. Kate, yes. Kate, you've done a great job of sharing your journey too with Gabe. And I know that's hard to open up about, so that's good. Jen, I started sharing after my first miscarriage this year. Yeah. So what happens when you do that is you become a light for other people when you share your journey, but you also get help along the way too. I couldn't have gotten through all of my seasons of difficulty without the millions of people who were like messaging and praying for us. Like, I swear that's one of the only reasons why like I made it full term with Grace, because I had like this warrior, like all these women and people who were just like rooting for us. So I just think it's really awesome, and I think that you will be rewarded in a big way. And I don't mean by challenge pack points. You'll be rewarded in a big way emotionally when you can share your truths and your hardships. You'll be really proud of yourself, and you'll just be amazed by how many people can connect with you. And it puts some really great people in your world because of it. So let's see. What's where my heart is not the money yet. Oh, Jen, that's perfect. That's why we're here. She says, I'm here for the money. I'm going to help people. Yeah. And that's why every single one of you became a challenger, right? You were in the group for a while and you're like, I just want to help people feel as good as I do. Right. And then you got a coach and she's like, yeah, but you need a stronger why. Right. You got to have big reasons, but that's great. It's important that we're here to help. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
So I can take a photo if you want. Yeah. I don't know, Jenny and Erica, if you want to try to turn on your camera, but I'll get a photo, and then that way if you want to post about having the team call, it's really great when you're thinking about coaching. If part of your reason for coaching is the sisterhood, I think that having a photo is really great. I did have like click light on here. So you just want to look right at your camera. I'm sorry, Erica.
Correct. I look a mess.
I think she's at work.
She is, yeah. Oh, hold on, let me click on this.
All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll put it in the team page.
All right, thank you so much. I will upload the recording. If your coaches missed this call, you can tag them in the recording and just encourage them to watch it. So looking forward to watching all of you guys blossom out and share your story and create some cool challenge groups around it. We'll see you soon. Bye. Say bye, guys. Can you wave? Bye-bye. Bye-bye.